morning, everyone, and welcome to Bad News Friday. I'm supposed to push a button now.
Yeah. So they might notify you today.
Okay, so I remember to push the button that time. Welcome to Bad News Friday, guys. I've got a bunch of stuff lined up for you. I've got the without rule of law lined up for the end of the stream. I got all sorts of bad news for you. Just piles of it and piles of it. Before we get started, let's go down through the rolls here. Looks like Hicktown Honey was #1, and West Virginia Pappy was #2. We got JB, we got Brad, we got Gibbsy Catitude, Jordan, Kentucky Goat Man. I saw you're not going to be here, but hopefully you will be. Get those birds. Bird Lady Speaks. I haven't seen you in a while, lady. Good to see you. Where we at here? Mac. I was going to say Mac, but I remembered I couldn't say your name right, so it's just Mac. RC, good to see you, bro. What do we got here? The things are moving here. Brian Smith, Beecher, Cool Colts, Tefel. Where we got here? Deborah. Alan is here. Nice to see you, my friend. David Edwards, good to see you. And I think that's about it. I think that's everybody checked in. If you have not hit that like and subscribe button, do me a favor and do that now. Also, you may want to look down and see if that bell is actually checked if you're on PC to make sure that you're actually getting the notifications. Apparently, the notifications have started working. Somebody said they actually got notified at 8:30 last night, which was around the time that I actually sent the notifications out. So, good to go. What we got here? Like Trish, hello from West Midlands, England. Trish, I've got another UK person there. Very nice, very nice. I think you're like the third one this week. I think it's going around. I will tell you guys up front that I am a little bit congested. No, I don't have that thing we can't speak about. They're just allergies, and today is just one of those allergy days. So I will do my very, very best to keep things as they should be. Now, why did I start doing Bad News Fridays? I've talked about it for years. It's actually a phenomenon called the Friday News Dump. And let's see, the Friday News Dump consists of releasing bad news or documents on a Friday afternoon in an attempt to avoid media scrutiny. Is often called Friday News Dump by members of the media. This timing is often chosen strategically, aiming to minimize media coverage, public attention, and potential scrutiny that may arise from the news being released. Oh no, not that. The concept of the Friday News Dump is rooted in the understanding that news cycles tend to be slower over the weekends, with fewer journalists and news outlets actively covering breaking stories. By releasing significant information on Friday, individuals or organizations hope that the news will receive limited media coverage and public attention, allowing controversial or unfavorable news to go relatively unnoticed or fade quickly. The Friday News Dump practice is perceived by critics as a deliberate attempt to bury or downplay news that may have negatively impact on public backlash. Duh! And that came out of NPR. Isn't that special? So even they recognize that it's just a big joke. Let's see here. I'll try for a bit. Yeah, you do what you got to do, Kentucky. I don't want you to get in trouble for not doing your chores. My family gets new allergies every time we move. I got you. Let's see here. Kentucky, oof. Jordan, I've got bad allergies often. Okay, good to go. All right, so this is almost like a little bit of irony. I don't even know if I want to read all this because I have basically a sinus headache right now. And I really need a little bit of a light over here so that I can read a little bit better. But basically, Biden says the border wall won't work as administrators bypass laws to build more barriers in South Texas. If you guys didn't hear about this, this got released last night. It technically was a story from Wednesday, but it was not covered at all in the media. Old Biden has decided that he's got to build 20 miles of wall. What do you think 20 miles is going to do? Almost nothing whatsoever. So there's a story behind the story as usual. I've got a few things highlighted for you here to keep things simple. Dog and Ball, good morning, good morning. Let's see here. Bird Lady says, gasp, I don't believe it at all. All right, so President Joe Biden said Thursday that he doesn't believe border walls work, as if his administration said it will. Wait a minute. Even as his administration said it will waive 26 laws to build additional border barriers in the Rio Grande Valley, and highlighted political pressure over migration. Oh no, not that. No, migration couldn't be a thing. Let's see here. Biden, who as a candidate vowed that there would not be another foot built of border wall on his watch, defending the decision to reporters Thursday, saying that he tried to get the money appropriated for other purposes, but was unsuccessful. Gee, what do you think? What kind of money? Where do you think he wanted to send that money? Which other country that oh, look, a crane. Where do you think he might want to send that money? Appropriate that money. Where do you think he would want to send that? I've got several. Oh, I got some more highlighted. There's presently an acute and immediate need to construct physical barriers and roads in the vicinity of the border of the United States in order to prevent unlawful entries into the United States in the project areas, Mayorkas said. So old Mayorkas, he's running his suck there. I'm not going to read all of that because it's Friday and I've got a headache, and this is like 4 pages of just news for you guys. But what I will share with you the actual press release from Mayorkas, from the Department of Homeland Security. Quote, I want to address today's reporting related to a border wall and be absolutely clear. There is no new administration policy with respect to border walls. From day one, this administration has made clear that a border wall is not the answer. Then why are we building more? The remnant, or the remains, I'm seeing that, it's dark in here, guys. That remains our position, and our position has never wavered. Okay, he's saying things twice. The language in the Federal Registrar notice is being taken out of context, and it does not signify any change in policy whatsoever. Actually, the words in the Federal Registrar don't signal anything, you dipstick. You are changing policy. You are being forced to do this because of something I'm going to tell you guys here in a second. Quote, the construction project reported today was appropriated during the prior administration in 2019. And the law requires the government to use these funds for this purpose. Ba-ching! Which we announced earlier this year. We have repeatedly asked Congress to rescind this money, but it has not done so, and we are compelled to follow the law. That's right. You absolutely are. Quote, the administration believes that effective border security requires a smarter and more comprehensive approach, including state-of-the-art border surveillance technology and modernized ports of entry. We need Congress to give us the funds to implement these proven tools. Oh my God. All right, guys. So what is this all about? What is all this bad news really about? This is all really bad news for our current administration, because a little birdie told me that someone was about to lay charges against the administration for not following the law. Oh boy. Oh boy, the law. And what they have basically done is because of the previous administration getting all of this passed through, all that steel sitting out there going to waste. There are laws on the books for fraud, waste, and abuse, and everybody can be charged under it, to include El Presidente. So they figured out that someone was going to start to lay claims, and here's the thing, because the House is out, the administration wouldn't be able to do anything. The House Democrats don't have a footing to even fight back. It's all jabber, jabber, jabber. So what basically happened was someone said, good to go, fraud, waste, and abuse. We'll just charge somebody. And, oh, it's an election year, and, oh, we don't want you to know that. So today it's bad news for the administration because they have to build 20 miles of wall. That's absolutely amazing. In the middle of that, they actually bypassed or basically broke 26 other federal laws to make this process start. My guess is that they're laws that they put in place during their administration to try and stop these types of things from happening that are now coming to bite them in the ass. If you guys notice that, if you guys could give me a sound check, that would be great. I'm seeing that my light is going from green to red to green to red, and I'm getting a warning that my video feed is not super duper strong. So if you guys give me a sound check, that would be super cool. I appreciate it. But as usual, we will continue on. The internet. So I actually have this computer hardwired and have optimized the settings for this stream. It is not the computer. It is the actual internet that I pay for. And my upload speeds are not as high as I would like them to be. So I have to call the internet company today and say, guys, I pay you guys a lot of money to have this capability, and you're not putting out. So this could take some time. This could take some time until I can get the upload speeds to the appropriate level necessary to do good live streams. It will not affect uploaded videos, and obviously it doesn't affect audio based off of what you guys are telling me. So that's good. I know a lot of people listen anyway instead of watch. So video and chat is lagging. Gotcha, Jordan. All right, looks like everybody seems to be reasonably happy, with the exception of people that are like staring at the screen. Okay, so I do have another screen going over there, so I do see what you guys are seeing, so I understand exactly what you are going through. Okay, so let's see here. More bad news. Hey guys, is anybody planning a trip where they're going to get on a plane in the next, I don't know, 48 hours? Delta becomes the fourth major U.S. airline to discover fake jet aircraft parts. Wow, what does that mean? Delta, American, United, and Southwest Airlines have discovered that unapproved jet engine parts with fake safety certificates have been installed inside their planes. Woohoo! The airline companies and the European Union Aviation Safety Agency have claimed that AOG Technics, a leading global aircraft support provider to the air transportation industry, sold them fake parts. The airline stated that AOG Technics falsified their required airworthiness documents for the spare parts and the mass-produced artificial safety certificates in order to sell its engine parts to them. Parts sold by the problematic company have been found in 126 engines across the airlines, and several questions have been raised over the effectiveness of the aviation industry's safety oversight measures. Wow. Hold on a second, guys. Hello? Hey. So over the last few weeks, I've been getting a lot of questions from brand new preppers. All right. Do you need anything? Where do I get it? How do I get started? And I constantly tell them, stick to the 3 pillars to get started: water, food, and security. And they still seem to be a little confused, but what I would like to do in this video is actually set up a system, very simple, that they can use and go get the stuff to be ready for 2 weeks, just 2 weeks of preparation, and you're going to feel a lot better about yourself. So we're going to get into that, but before we do me a favor: like, subscribe, follow, do all that stuff. Hit the bell, wherever this ends up, do that. It really does help out. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. Like I just said, water, food, security. That's 3 things. We're going to talk about a total of 10 things, but those are the 3 we're going to start with. First things first, have 2 weeks of water. That is the minimum. Do the math, get yourself the jugs. It's basically, NOAA recommends that you have at least 1 gallon per person per day. So do the math on that, and you can have a whole stack full of these things. That's the most simplistic way of doing it. Now, if you go to the far right end of the spectrum, you could actually have a mass storage device. It would look very much like this, the one I have on my back porch. They're not that expensive. Yes, there are going to be links down below, guys. People are going to want to find things. I always get these, hey, where do I get that? Can you help me find this? It's just easier if I put a link down below and you can find it yourself. It'll all be clearly labeled. So it's actually quite easy to get one of these large containers. I'll put a video someplace up here that shows you how I actually installed it, where it came from, all that stuff. The other thing you need to think about too is water filtration. Simply because you have the ability to store water does not mean that you're always going to have that water. There should. Okay, guys, that was Grandma. She needed some help and had to talk to her real quick. But back to this great story. But the potentially faulty parts stretch from minor screws and bolts to essentially important turbine blades in the planes. The most impacted engine model was discovered to be the CFM56, which is known to carry the record for the most engines ever sold to airlines. Over 33,900 of them. Delta Airlines is the most recent airline company to join the other 3 airlines in finding the unapproved jet engines. The company announced on Monday that it removed several engines from service, along with other major airlines who did so as well. Delta released a statement regarding the issue that that I don't think I need to read to you. And some lackey from a college who thinks he's important chimed in on it saying, oh, I'm not sure this is important. Gotta love it, guys. You gotta love it. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and check the chat here. Kentucky Goat, I've never been on a plane and won't for a while. Your face froze in that pose. That's hilarious. Let's see. The internet company has been messing with me a bunch lately. Got 1 bar. I believe it. I believe it. Let's see here. What? Soundishly. Good job, JB. I've got a spring, pretty much infinite water. Gotcha. Okay, so you guys are talking about your preps. That's super duper. Okay, so let's see here. Some interesting news. Trump's legal team files to dismiss DC case citing presidential immunity. This had to come up sooner or later, guys. This had to come up sooner or later. Former President Donald Trump's legal team filed to dismiss his Washington, D.C. case, arguing he was immune from prosecution due to his status as president. Where are we at here? Trump's team says that Nixon versus Fitzgerald, SCOTUS ruled that the president is entitled to absolute immunity from damages liability predicated on his official acts. And then it goes on to talk about how, I'm just out of the mood to read this crap, to be honest with you. It goes on to talk about how because he was the president at the time he was the president, and when they tried to come after Nixon, the Supreme Court said, hey, he was the president. What he did, well, he was the president. He had absolute immunity, and now this applies to old President Trump. And because there is no historical change to any of that information, if the judge decides that they don't want to accept that, then there could be a very, very serious problem with this judge. All right, talk to you later, Kentucky Goatman. All right, let's see here. Oh, this one's going to be good. This one's nothing but bad news, so I'm going to read this one. Here we go. The Gates Foundation wants help to create digital ID and payment systems. Financial inclusion seems to be the buzzword that proponents of digital IDs, payment, and data exchange have been picked from their PR sloganeering in favor of something that is objectively very controversial. and where better to test something of that kind than among these who, due to their economic circumstances, don't have very much of a say, like a number of African countries. Oh, yeah. If you guys haven't noticed, Africa has become the test bed for a lot of crazy ass stuff. But don't expect those behind these efforts, the juggernauts with like MasterCard or the Bill Gates Foundation, to ever spell it out in those stark terms. After all, it's genius concern for all others, equity, and kindness that's been behind the billions. I need to use some darker ink. If not trillions of dollars they have amassed thus far. Let's see here. Stakeholders, they call themselves, self-appointed through the goal other than, I don't like how this person wrote this article. Let's try a different page. In Africa, Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, and Mauritania, 2.5 million people are aid to be on. Who wrote this mess? All right, I'm not reading that either. All right, so the bad news is the bad news, and it's really that easy. This might actually be a pretty short stream because I'm literally out of stuff to read to you. I just don't feel like doing it today because of this head cold that I have, or these allergies, or whatever it is. So let's go ahead and check the chat here. Your on-air signs looks better. Yes, I actually put like 7 pieces of tape over the LEDs on the inside, and the there's also some tape on the inside of the on-air plate itself. So it does look better. I don't know that it's going to actually look any better because I think that because I've chose a dark studio environment, it's going to be very difficult to make it look any better than that. But thank you for noticing. Thank you for noticing, Jordan. I wish Dr. Gates would go back to playing with computers. Yeah, you know, these you know, I hate to say these oligarchs that like to do this, but unfortunately there are these people that have decided that with all their money that they can start playing God with people's lives. You know, like let's make people pay with everything with a chip in their arm, or what's the new one? They're doing the hand scan, I think, at like Whole Foods or some crap like that. Oh, Deborah, I'll be fine. This is literally just an allergy headache is all this is. But I do appreciate you. Chicken noodle soup cures everything. I'm not sick. Thank you, Gibbsby. I'm not sick. I know exactly what this says. Get some vitamin D and zinc and you'll be feeling better. Man, are you guys thinking I'm going to die or something? Everything is fine. Maybe you could borrow some Alex Jones printouts to read. That is funny. That's funny. No, because then I need a giant studio and be able to do all that kind of crap. But you know, it's unfortunately it's one of those things where, you know, if you read something online and you think that you want to share it with somebody, it may not be easy for you to read because it may be written in a way that it's not easy for you to relay to other people, you know, verbally. You know, in your brain, you're picking all the data up, you're scanning all the words and so on and so forth. But when you try to get it to come out of your mouth, I don't read good. You know, now when you write something, it comes flying out of your mouth when you read it because you wrote it, you understand it. But when people write things in a certain way, it's difficult to read. And when your brain's not in it, your brain's not in it. Oh, let's see here. I miss the old days when our names scrolled across the screen. Yes, the old days, Bradley. You know, well, we found a flaw with that. People were complaining. It's like, wait a minute, I'm a Patreon and my name's not going across that screen. And I would look and the names would be there, but they weren't actually going across the screen. What I found out is that that scroll had a character limitation and there were too many Patreons. So that's never going to happen again. Let's see. Bradley says you could have a head cold due to the 5G transmissions because you had so many phones. Yeah, that's it. You got me, man. 5G, it got me. Oh, I'm gonna need to drink more Red Bull. I need some Red Bull. Hey, to Z, what's going on, Broseph? I haven't seen. Yeah, yeah. I think I'm out of it. I think I'm out of it today, guys, and I'm not exactly sure why. Yesterday I took that day off because I had some things going on in my life that were just taking precedence, and I just really couldn't get my head in the game. So hopefully today is not a signal that something is wrong. But I'm pretty sure everything will be fine. I think that sometimes we just need to reassess everything in our lives and see if we're going in the right direction. I don't think I'm doing too bad. And I like to see, specifically in the Discord, that people are doing the things that they want to do as far as preparedness goes, and I think that that's awesome. When you're knocking out, when it's like, what was it? I want to say, I think it was Jordan that was working on their first aid kit for their vehicle yesterday. But I could be wrong, but it did happen. And I just think that drink some hot water or whatever it is called you got at Preps. Oh, the fire cider. That is a great idea. That is in my fridge. That is a great idea, Jordan. Thank you very much. I will do that right after this live stream. I will drink some of that fire cider. And believe me, it smells like turpentine. It smells like something you just don't want to drink. But it will fix what ails you, period. But I do like to see that the people that are actually following their preparedness tasks, they're setting things in place, and they are building the things that they want to build that not just will help them to be prepared, but it also it feeds their psyche. It makes them feel good. It makes them be this person that they want to be. Being prepared is actually about feeling good, guys. When you're sitting around and you're going, I really need to do this and I really need to do that, and I've got to work over there, and then the world starts to pile up on you. Then you have to do your job. Then you have to deal with your family. It can really, really, really mess with your head that you are not at the level of preparedness that you would like to be at. And so having the ability to get into those little tasks completed they're great milestones. They're great building blocks, because you know that you now have something that you can build on. Oh, let's see here. Brad says that's not a bad thing. Don't know. You could have too many Patreons going window shopping on the link tree today. See if you can take me, the wife, into letting me use the bank card. Well, Bradley, here, one of the things that I did want to talk to you guys about today, I don't have anything on paper for you. Amazon is having another Amazon Day on the 10th and 11th, so you might want to do some window shopping and then come back and check then. I don't know. There may actually be better deals out there. You know what I'm saying? I'm already starting to get emails from Amazon trying to point your followers towards this, and this. But the only thing that I'm seeing right now that are significant savings, I've saw 60% savings on some security related things like Wise, Roku, and there's another company out there that's making the little security cameras now, little security systems. So that could be a deal right there. I might keep an eye on those and maybe let you guys know about it when those days come. But yeah, I mean, some of those systems are like regularly $199, and you're getting like 60% savings on them. So hold off now. Do some window shopping. You know what I'm saying? But hold off for now. Like I said, guys, I only make, last month I made $6.73, something like that, off of my Amazon affiliate ship. So I don't make a lot of money on this stuff. But I am having one of the things that I've been thinking about doing, and somebody said this in the chat the other day, about, I would rather just give you $3 a month some other way than do the Patreon thing. And then someone said, why aren't you like monetize so that we can like do super chats and stuff like that? And I've always tried to stay away from that. I've always tried to stay away from it because then it's like, in my mind, it's like, then I really can't say the things that I want to say. And then, I started looking at some of I think the big thing. So here's the big thing. I started looking at some of the other channels that are monetized that say some of the things that I say and talk in the way that I talk and are in this particular space. And what I've discovered is that what YouTube will do is that when they will demonetize certain videos that they don't like, they rarely demonetize an entire channel. But when they do that, it's like they're still getting their money, but you don't get your money that for the work that you're doing. And that really kind of sticks in my craw just a little bit. I don't really know if that's what I want to do. I'm still thinking really, really hard about it because, everybody has their own way of contributing to the channel, which I truly appreciate. But I just want to make sure that, I don't know, it just bothers me that Amazon would basically take something that was never theirs. The general idea is that the things that I do, they make some off, but then if I do them and I don't get anything, then they make it all off. So I don't know. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. So let's see. I didn't know that. I'll have to check that out. Thank you. Okay. So it looks like, I'll be honest with you guys, it looks like the stream is dying. The internet is not doing what we wanted it to do, and I've stopped reading the news, and now my viewer count went from like 20 to 7. So people are like, they're getting tired of what I'm saying. So, all right, guys. We made it 33 minutes. Let's see. Here's what we're gonna do. The last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna do our for the world without rule of law, and I pulled a card out of the World War III pile. There we go. Whoop. Let me turn it like that. The World War III pile. And I'm going to read this out to you. So, and I actually haven't even looked at it. So we'll see what happens. All right. So I don't have my glasses over here. Okay. So hold on a second here. On August 28th, 2033, in the city of Detroit, Michigan, during World War III, you are a civilian who has discovered a hidden cache of desperately needed food and water. However, you learn that these supplies are earmarked for a nearby military base. Taking the supplies would help your starving community, but it would also deprive the military of essential resources. Okay, so here's the question. Do you distribute the supplies to your neighbors or leave them for the military, knowing your community knowing your community will continue to suffer? All right, let me read that again. Do you distribute the supplies to your neighbors or leave them for the military, knowing your community will continue to suffer? I apologize, I don't have my glasses right now. All right, so type 1 if you want to take them to your community, and type 2 if you want to leave them for the military. Cha-cha, get on it. A to Z says, don't give in, don't give up, never surrender, USA. There you go. Tafel says, thanks for the live LP. Have a great weekend, everyone. Jordan says, JK. I don't know what are you kidding about, JK? Jordan says 100. 33. I don't know what these numbers are for. Notification, the stuff that's going on sale. Take some leave. Most rebel army is more effective. Okay, so while everybody's doing that, there's obviously a lag between what I say and what you do. If you guys have not liked and subscribed, make sure you do that right now. And if you're not a Patreon, you might want to look into that. If you want to support the channel, there are links below. Take a look at those. You don't have to become a Patreon. Definitely start to peruse Amazon, guys. Definitely start to peruse Amazon. Go check out my store. And I've got some things in there that are strictly for preparers. And Bradley says he's going to leave it for the military. You are the lone wolf on that one, man. Let's see here. Okay, I think that is going to be it for today. We're going to put this card over here. I'm sorry I couldn't go longer, guys, but the truth is my head just wasn't in it today, and I just wanted to make sure that I put out for you today since I failed you yesterday. As usual, guys, stay safe, have a great day, and I shall see you when I see you. I'm going to push this button over here, and have a great weekend, guys. Bye-bye.